All right, what Tony says beautiful. I like that. Thank you. All right, let's. Any other person? All close to God. That's a good one. Okay, let's keep it coming. For those of us that are just joining, good evening and welcome to today's session. How's the week been? That's the question. They're just getting to know each other and basically sharing about our day. My name is Suzanne, and I'm the head of program operations at School and I'll be moderating this. So today we'll just talk about instructional design course and why people should take it, why we should take it, and why we should ask other people to take it, and also answer questions that we have or concerns that we have. But before that, I would just like us to share about our day. If there's also anything interesting you want to share about the day, then we can also talk about it. So basically, that's what we're doing for the next 2 minutes or so before we get into the rest of the activities. All right, good evening, Fana, from Borno State. How is Borno today? Is it cold or hot? All right, let's keep it coming. Somebody's okay. Martin said this week has been stressful for me. So the question is the stress productive or not? Has it been a productive, stressful week? That's a very good question. I said Bono is hot moderately. Okay, moderately hot. That's good. The whole Nigeria is hot to me right now, but that's fair. All right. I want to, yes, that be productive. I want to believe that most of us here are educators, and I just have one question for us before we start. I want to believe most of us here are educators. Let me not jump into it. Are we educators? If we are, please, we can say yes. I just wanted to confirm. Yeah, we can keep the yes coming, please. Okay. 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 So right now, I just have one question for us. Where do we think education, the direction of education is going to right now in the world globally? The education space, what do you think is happening, right? Lucia said God is Friday. Yeah. So we can unmute, please. This is a conversation. As we're waiting for others to join, we have a few minutes. Where do you think we're going in education? Let's start from globally before we come down to Nigeria. So who wants to share? Yeah, I know we're chatting. I also want someone to unmute and speak. Let's just hear your version. I know we are moving online, but what do you think? What's the meaning of moving online? What's going on? When you say technology, what does that mean? Like, I just need
All right.
to
Thank you
express
very
it.
much.
Thank you
May I
so much.
speak?
Yes, please.
All right. I'm Adam from Lagos,
Okay.
a
Hi,
student
Adam.
of finance students, Lagos State University, last school,
Yeah, good to hear from you.
study education. So, where I think the direction of education is going now is to integrate technology into the classroom and on a larger scale. So, education has also become something that incorporates every other 21st century skills, right from
Mhm.
the soft skills, not only the hard skills any longer. So soft skills and technology so must be uh, considered in an educational setting,
Okay.
whereby students would learn beyond the four walls of the classroom. Likewise,
Mm.
the teachers. So the teachers will be equipped with
Yeah.
21st century skills, whereby so it will make them balanced in delivering very well. So that's it.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so. Thank you so much,
My
sir.
pleasure.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you, ma'am.
Who else wants to speak? What's the direction of education, or and for educators as teachers or as people that can educate as educators? Where do you think we are moving to? What should we be learning? What should we be doing? Yes, Ola Martins. Let's hear from them.
Yeah, good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening.
I'm Ola
Yes, sir.
Martins from Ogun State. Actually, to that particular question, the education of nowadays is moving towards artificial intelligence. Speaker have said it
Mhm.
in that room will be more. So now we are moving towards the artificial intelligence, where in some years to come, there might not be the work of teachers in the classroom a lot as such. And some people
Mm.
say that this particular AI will erode the work of teachers, will take the work of teachers away. And I've been telling them that it won't take the work of teachers away. It is only the teachers that cannot go with the technology, that AI will take the job from them, that can go with technology. AI have nothing to do with them. So that's what I need to share for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So you believe that AI has nothing to do with technology and away from us, but that's where the direction is going to. Okay. I need more responses, please. We still have a few minutes to share. I want to know our thoughts regarding the future of education right now. Um, Now we've talked about teachers. Let's talk about our students or our learners, be it primary school, secondary school, or tertiary institutions. What should mean for them now, for them to be able to learn. How was the direction? I know before it's basically learning how to read and write, as basic as that. So what do we think education means now in this for learners?
All right, ma'am. Okay. For learners,
Hmm. Yeah.
I would like them to begin to see education beyond writing and learning, because it is believed that education has three domains of
Okay.
its specialization. So the attitudinal, the cognitive, and the psychomotor.
Okay.
So for the cognitive, that has much to do with the writing and learning. Why psychomotor? So students should begin to make sure that they learn things using their hands, especially. They should create things with their hands. They should
Mm.
incorporate that into their learning. They should make sure that they can build things using hands, using legs, and a lot of things like that. Why also? So we should not forget the attitude aspect, their relationship with their colleagues. So all of these things must be the directions that students will look at. Not that as a learner, you are not only meant to be able to read and write alone. So all of that skills that surround it, that will make sure, because education encompasses we say an educationist or an educated person, an all-round cultured man. So
Okay.
yes, so that is what I want the students to look at. Likewise, technology also is very important. So one of our
Mhm.
colleagues here spoke that maybe AI is coming to take the job from us. No, not really. So we should just learn to be able to work alongside with AI. Likewise, the students. So students, AI is there to help them. So not taking their senses or their cognitive ability. So they should be conversant with the use of the tools of technology and that to help them in their learning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. All right, so please, I need more people to speak, right? And the next question I want to ask is that the way we deliver lessons now, virtually, and design lessons now, and the way we design lessons before, is it the same? Let's share. The way lessons are being designed now, the way the changes that are going on, is it the same? Is it as it were before? Especially for those of us that have been in the industry for a while. I need more people to speak. Or can you hear me? Alamat is here. Please, more of us should speak. Thank you, sir. Please speak. Let me hear you.
Well, thank you very much for this question. Actually, the difference is clear, very, very clear. You know, in the olden days, many of us go with the way of traditional classroom. We have what we call traditional classroom setting, why the teacher will come to the class and do the normal things, speak, do everything, and go away. Now, that is traditional classroom setting. But I want to tell you that with the teaching and learning of nowadays, it is far, far beyond that. Because in the teaching and learning of nowadays, this is where you include technology. You include technology. You don't only give the students, you don't do the previous things as normal things. Okay, unlike in my classroom sometimes ago, we wanted to do quiz in the class. And with the normal way that we have been doing the quiz in all the schools, everyone, the student will sit down while the teacher will be calling questions. I make use of some technology like this Kahoot. I use Kahoot where I set the question and just give the student the question. Even though on the screen, all the learners, they can see the student that score the highest mark, they can see another 10. And all my students, they were just amazed. Wow. we are we staying in the same classroom? So this is to tell you that things have changed. The way we are doing things before, we cannot do the same thing again. We have many of this technology that we can use. We can use Kahoot. We can use Google. Google also have something like that you can use for your students in order to change the face of the teaching and learning. Thank you very much. My submission.
Thank you. And that's true. And lesson delivery has changed. The education is moving towards technology, more of technology, the application, digital tools, and especially to learning, and it's getting different. So the world is changing, the wind is changing to another direction. So the question is, are you ready? The question is, are you following the change? Will leave you behind? Because as for me, I'm going with the flow. Will we leave you behind? Things are changing. Education is becoming more technological. And that is one other reason we are here today. So we're talking about instructional design today. And from all we've said, people that have shared their opinion, they've said, I believe they said things we wanted to say. That's why we did not. I mean, if you have another point of view, you can also speak. That things are happening, things are changing, and we need to join the train that is moving right now. So they want to talk about a part of it.
What are you doing?
Today, I want to talk about a part of education called instructional design. So I'm going to use the first few minutes to talk about what this instructional design course is all about. Then we're going to hear from people that have participated in this course before. We'll also ask them questions. We can we can also ask questions. We can ask them, I will ask them questions. You can ask, and we'll also have a discussion around it. Then at the end of it, if you're interested in the program, then we start. we can give you information on how to enroll. At the same time, if you want to share with your network and you're coming here to also listen to see how best to respond to questions and inquiries from your network, is also a good opportunity. You can also contact us if you have questions regarding that. But welcome to today's session. And like I said before, my name is and I'm moderating this session. So I'm going to start by telling us what the instructional design course is all about, why we're here. So this is a 4-month course. It's designed to help us master skills in creating engaging, interactive, globally expected learning experiences from anywhere in the world. So instructional design, it's a part of education right now where you create digital courses, virtual courses, courses online. You create learning experience basically. So it's not just about creating a course. It's about designing a learning experience from the analysis stage to where participants can take the course, even to the point of evaluating if you achieve your learning outcome. So it's more than just creating something or speaking online or saying, I just want to teach online. It's about the art and the science of it. That's what instructional design is all about. It's all about the principles that guide it. If you want to create a course, and I mean an effective course, a course that actually meets a certain learning objectives. So at the end of the day, that learning objective you want to achieve, a course that would meet that goal and make sure that the participants have a fun, interactive experience in that course, then you need instructional design. Now, instructional design is applicable. Apart from e-learning, you can also use it in your physical classroom. Like for those of us that are involved in trainings, educators trainings, organizational trainings, classroom lessons, we can also apply the principles of instructional design. Though this course is going to teach you at the end of the day how to create online course, you're going to learn the principles of how to create effective effective learning experience, even in your physical classrooms. There are principles to this thing. There are principles guiding these things. And we realize if we start the program that if you apply these principles, realize that lesson planning as teachers is even easy. Please, if you're here, you can help us to mute your mic immediately you come in. Thank you. Okay. So you realize that even if you learn these principles, if you apply these principles, lesson planning is easy, classroom management is easy, assessment is easy, evaluation is easy. So that's what the whole instructional design course is all about. And it's going to happen in 4 months. It's happening virtually. Virtually means that we are going to have our classes online. Now, moving on. Most of us will now ask, okay, what will I learn, right, in instructional design? So apart from the principles, like I explained earlier, that you will learn, you have the principles, the art and science behind instructional design. You're going to learn how to apply the use of Canva and PowerPoint in design, right? So as the name implies, you're creating learning experiences. So you have to understand what will it mean for me to merge this and this color together so it will be appealing to somebody, right? So I want to believe that some of us have seen flyers, presentation, courses, and everything is just looking so poor in our eyes. We're like, what's going on? Maybe the colors are not matching and all that. So design is also part of it. So that's where Canva and PowerPoint come in. And also there are other uses of Canva and PowerPoint that we can share with you. We will share with you during the course of this program. Then you use authoring tools like Adekunle, industry-leading authoring tools for instructional designers. So globally, this is globally accepted for organizations and every other places that you would apply instructional design. These are the tools that are accepted. We're going to teach you how to use these tools to create learning experiences that are globally accepted. Then we'll move to LMS management. So LMS, we call it learning management systems. So learning management systems are platforms where you host these courses. So after we're done creating these digital courses, where would people access it? So who will access it? Where will they access it? The learning management system is there. So we'll be looking at the management system module, which is globally recognized and the most popular learning management system right now. We're going to look at it and we could teach you how to host courses on MS and how to manage them. Then you have to learn how to build your portfolio. When you're done, even as a teacher, you have something we call a portfolio, a profile, something that shows what you've done, your experiences, your achievements. So the portfolio helps any employer you want or anybody you want to get a contract for instructional design that wants to create course, and the person is like, okay, let me see what you have done. That's where the portfolio comes in. So by the time you share your portfolio, the person will see how you think, how you design, what you've created from that portfolio, and the person will feel that you're a good fit for the course. Now let's talk about additional benefits. So yeah, I've learned the principles. Yeah, I've learned about the tools. These are the tools. What other aspects of this instructional design course that it's there? So first of all, there's mentorship, right? So you have access to mentors from industry experts, people that have been there before for years doing this instructional design, and they are Nigerian. So they are Nigerians, they understand what's happening, they understand our challenges, and they can put us through. Then we get certificate that validates your skill as an instructional designer. Apart from that, you join a lifelong expanding network of instructional designers where you can share knowledge, have job opportunities posted, have the way the world is changing, different skills are coming up every day. You have access to the skills, you have more information every day, current information about the field of instructional design and every other thing that pertains to educational technology. Then the top performance will have opportunity to secure internship roles after the program. Same thing, if you have good portfolio with us, we can also provide recommendation and referrals for you. So, and this is the major reason why we're here. Let's talk about people that have experienced this instructional design course. We're going to hear from them. We're going to hear what were their challenges and how they scaled through. So please, before I call them, let us also clap for them. They've been wonderful. We just finished our first cohort. They will start this mentorship session soon, and it has been an amazing ride. So on the chat, please just put your hands together for them. It has not been easy for them, and it has been an experience so far. So if you don't mind on the chat, please put your hands together for our previous cohorts before I invite these few to come and share and them for completing their course so far for becoming instructional designers. I cannot see us on the chat. Only one person. Are we here? All right, thank you. Okay, please, if you're here, clap for them. Because me too, I'm clapping for them. They tried, right? And I also want to invite the three people. We have three representatives from IDC1 that will share their view and share their experience from us. So I'll just start by inviting the first person. So the first person is Ejiro Ufoma Oduntan. She's an educationist and measurement and evaluation specialist with over a decade of experience in teaching, curriculum design, and educational consulting. She's a PhD candidate of the University of Lagos and the lecturer at Meadowhall College of Education. She's passionate about integrating technology and innovation into teaching and assessment. So Ejiro is a certified TLCN member and holds international credentials, including the UNESCO MDIEP Digital Education Certification. Please, let's put our hands for Ejiro. Please, Ejiro, if you're here, say hi.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ma. It's good to have you here.
Good to be here.
Thank you. All right. So the second person is Mr. Adekunle. He's an Assistant Director of Education at the Federal Ministry of Defense, Nigeria, with expertise in 360-degree education, instructional design, and online tutoring and career coaching. Adekunle is a multifaceted professional. His interests includes data and artificial intelligence, creative writing, illustration, and learning experience architecture. With standing ovation, clap for Adekunle Omishore. Hope I did not murder your names.
No, you did not. So good evening, everybody. Happy to be here.
Good evening, sir. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here, sir. All right, so the first for this evening is Alice Ogumefon. She's a seasoned math educational professional with over 15 years of teaching experience. Developed a passion for harnessing technology to enhance students' learning outcomes. So she has a strong foundation in classroom teaching, portfolio of certifications and awards. She has successfully leveraged innovative tools to make complex math concepts accessible and engaging. Through gamification, quiz, and collaborative experience, she has created immersive learning environments that foster student motivation, participation, and achievement. Her dedication to student success drives her to continuously explore and integrate cutting-edge technologies, ensuring that her students receive a world that prepares them for an ever-changing world. Please, let's clap Alice Ogumefon.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Susan. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this info session. Glad to be here.
So, okay, so we're just going to start and listen to them as they share their experiences. The question I have, why did you sign up for the instructional design course? So I'll be asking Mrs. Ejiro, first of all.
Oh, okay. Why I signed up? I'm a passionate educator, and I think instructional design is an arm of education. And I remember I stumbled across it. Was it like a couple of years ago? I think I stumbled across it on YouTube. When I saw it, I was like, should I? But there was no clear-cut. I didn't know the particular people that were offering this course, and I didn't want to pay for a foreign course because I had just done one foreign course online. It was online, and immediately I finished the course. I was just abandoned.
Wow.
I was abandoned. I got their certification, everything, but I was abandoned. So I was like, it's better for me to wait till I can hold the person responsible or I have, because when I kept complaining and talking we were on this platform, I've forgotten this platform, whether they call it Discord, I've forgotten Dix or something like that. I've forgotten Discord, thank you.
Yes.
So I kept on complaining, and you know, those when white people want to politely tell you that we're looking into it, or generally ignore you. So I said, next time, if I want to do this one, if it's as juicy as they say it is, it's better for me to be with my people, that if I call, you'll be able to answer. So I just let it go. Actually, I downloaded some videos that was it 2 years ago. I just forgot about it, but I came in contact with Schooling. Was it about December? Yes, we're offering this scholarship to learn PBL. So after the scholarship, I attended the info session on. Immediately, I just heard instructional design. I said, it's time. I finally found where to do this course. So that's why I had the passion, because I know it's an extension of education and I actually love passing across knowledge. I love it. And you are not restricted to the four walls of the classroom. You don't have to mark register. You don't have to do after break duty. Those of us that are in elementary school, you understand. You don't have to, and you have all these digital tools to make your life easier. And something that can be automated is actually a very joyful thing in education sector. Some things that should be automated, it's already automated, so it saves you. The only time you can be stressed is when you are planning and preparing, but after that it just keeps, it's like when you plant is it mango tree, all those trees that last for decades, it just keeps producing and producing. So far you have done the groundwork properly, so that's why.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. So Adekunle, please, let's hear from you. Why did you sign up for the course?
Okay, thank you. Well, for me, it's was like I don't know whether I think it's a proverb that says when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Sometime in November last year, a friend sent a link to me, and he said I should go through the link, and so I went there, and they requested for my skill set, which I submitted, and then they now came up with the things that I could do. And the first thing there was this instructional design thing. They mentioned some other things, but instructional design was number one. So, well, I really hadn't heard much about it. So I decided, okay, let me find out about it. Went to ChatGPT, Claude, and all that. And I think I even went as far as asking the AIs to design a 4 month, whether it was 3 months or 4 months, a course for me, create a roadmap and so on and so forth. But the problem is you never get the willpower to do, even though you have everything set for you. Learning on your own is not always so easy. And then the fact that even after doing that, one really can't do it on his own. So I left it. And by December, when it was my wife that drew my attention, I think it was on LinkedIn, to the PBI with AI course. And then immediately after that, and there was this advert for the instructional design course. I said, wow, this is exactly what I've been looking for. So that was how and why I signed for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Alice, let's hear from you. Why did you sign up for the course?
All right. The reason why I signed up for the course, instructional design, was because I have this drive of how to go about creating lessons, making complex lessons more easier for my students, and then trying to break down complex lessons to more grasp something they can easy knowledge for them. So I joined the School Linker community, and then in the process I was able to come across this instructional design, and a thought popped up in my head. I'm like, okay, instead of going about creating more simple lessons for my students, why don't I create something that I know that, okay, is easy for my students to understand? So I would say my driving force will be my students in the classroom. I've always gone about, okay, how do I make complex issues easier for them? Sometimes I look at the textbook, I look at lessons online. Okay, it might not be the way I want it to be. Okay, how do I go about doing it the way I want it to be? And that was what drove me into, and then luckily for me, School Linker came up with the boot camp, the instructional design boot camp. And afterwards, it drew my interest in it. And I was like, okay, why not? Let me explore this field. And then that was how I found myself into the course. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So everybody has different reasons, but basically at the end of the day, we wanted more.
Yeah.
Wanted more for our students and wanted more for ourselves. Thank you so much. So my second question is this. So we've done instructional design we've been here since February, and we just finished our instructional design program, though we're still working on our project. So do you believe that this instructional design course was fulfilling as it promised? Mrs. Ejiro.
Well, I've tried to give it a score in my mind. I don't want to say the word. I just want to give it a score. Well, let me not just give it a score. I'll just say so far, so good. But it's a lot of work, actually. It's a lot of work. But
Yeah.
I learned a lot. But the only thing I have to say is that you must have up your opportunities to practicalize what you learn. If not, it would disappear from you actually. But I really I learned a lot. I relearned and unlearned some things that are situated in the education concept, and there are some things that were reinforced. So
Yeah.
I learned a lot, and so far so good. I learned a lot. I
Thank
just
you,
want to
sir.
speak on what I learned a lot. Of course, there's always room for growth, and I believe that this is somehow somewhat like the foundational aspect. But with the coverage of this course, you can actually start with the content of the course. You can actually start your instructional design journey as an instructional design, because there are different aspects of instructional design, and you can actually start in the industry after taking this course. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sir, Adekunle, let's hear from you, sir.
Okay, thank you. For me, it has been quite fulfilling, and I would say that it has gone beyond my expectation, because we've run some courses before, and it's been one issue or the other. I would okay, let me start from the learner side. The fact that it is learner-centered is very, very important. Again, for me, one of the reasons why I actually went into the technological side of things, I think that was as far back as, let me see, maybe 16, 17 years ago. I started because I knew that was the game, that was going to be the game changer for our educational system in Nigeria. We just found out that the students, year in, year out, the performance was getting poorer and poorer. So, and I just looked at it, I discussed with some people, I said, this is the way to go. And then, so we had to start certain things in my school. I had to learn some new skills and all that. So the fact that, number one, this is learner center, that is, yeah, when you want to deliver your lessons, even in school, you are not just thinking about your content first. You are thinking about the students themselves. You start with them, and you are thinking about their needs. You are thinking about the exact place where that they are, and how you can now take them from that place to another place. And of course, I've also some other skills I have acquired. Again, I have talked about articulate storyline and some other ones I have learned. The fact that I sort of had a little introduction to some of them, but I left them. I've been good with PowerPoint, so I never bothered and all that. But I've been wowed by articulate storyline. I really didn't know that it was really that good and all that. And lastly, the Skulinka, the Skulinka organization has been, you've been professional, you've been quite warm, and the fact that there was a time you were even scheduling extra lessons at a particular time so that we could meet up, and you also have an after program. That is when we end, you're still planning. So it shows Skulinka is an organization with a vision, because I never expected it was. I just expected the usual Nigerian thing. Let's do it, and then let us get our certificate and let us run. So I believe it has really exceeded my own expectations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Alice, let's hear from you. Thank you so much, sir. Really. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I will go with what Mr. Adekunle said, his last line. Yeah, School Linker has been wonderful for me. I was going to say that also, yeah. So I will join my voice to his voice in that aspect. Yes, for me, the course has actually delivered like beyond my expectation. Yeah, I would say that. Judging from the practical aspect, it wasn't just like, okay, teaching online and then giving us notes and theories and all of that. No, they went beyond that. We were given the opportunity to go practicalize it hands-on, have like a first-hand experience of everything that we were taught in the classes. Yeah, so for me, I would say that it is worth it, and then it has really delivered on its promises. Yeah.
Thank you so much, very much. Thank you, everybody, and School Linker appreciates your accolades. Okay, so my next question is this. I believe, and because Mrs. Ejiro said it earlier, that it's a lot of work, right? And most of us here are family oriented. We have families. So how did you? And apart from families, we have other things like Mrs. Ejiro is a lecturer. Mr. Adekunle is also teaching. Everybody is very busy with a lot of things. How did you balance responsibilities like work, family, and every other engagement, and we're still able to put time to complete this course? Ms. Ejiro, over to you.
Okay, I think it's more of a organization. If something is that important to you, if it's that important, you will create time for it. Personally, I have subscribed for courses that I dropped out halfway or midway because I just sort of gave up. But this one, I don't know, I was so determined. So I would set alarm. I set alarm. I usually set, like for this bit, I usually set alarm, 2 alarms, maybe 5 minutes to, then on time. I set alarm, and I set aside days for, like, if I want to go on the School Income platform to go through the lesson, I have a specific day. Once that day pass, I'm not going there. So I schedule specific days to interact with the course program. Then I set out time. That 5 p.m. for live classes, I usually set out time. I think there was one time I knew I couldn't make it. Though there was a couple of times I couldn't stay to the end because of network and power supply. But there was another time I actually took permission, and I was laughing at
Yeah.
myself that day. I knew I couldn't make it. I actually took permission. I was like, teacher has become student. I took permission because to show I really took it. If you take it serious, you just like, once you know what it entails, that okay, I need to interact with this one and I need to do that. So it's a bit of reorganizing your time. Maybe schedule a particular day of the week or time of the day, if it's twice a week or so, apart from the live session, which is live. And I always
Yeah,
prefer to be on ground live because it's always like to watch the session after it has concluded and you're not there. It's like an anticlimax. It's not really encouraging. So we're encouraged that you should be there for the live session. So that's what I did.
thank you. Thank you so much. And we felt your presence. Thank you, Ma. Okay, so Mr. Adekunle.
Okay. Yes. I totally agree with Mrs. Ejiro. The fact that once you are determined to do something, you just forget about all the obstacles, and then you just move forward with it. And I think one of the things we learned is andragogy, and the fact that adult learning is self-directed. Adult learning is an adult knows what he wants, and then he goes for it. And so we are not kidding around. Nobody is trying to push you to do this. You just know at this stage, whatever you want to do, you better do it, and do it very well. So it's just a question of priority and balancing things out in spite of challenges.
Thank you so much, sir. So Alice, how did you balance your time?
It wasn't easy, yeah, but like all the other panelists have said, it's all about determination. I know when I was going to start this course, one thing I did was I spoke with my family. I have 2 kids, I spoke with them and my husband. I told them, okay, mom is going to be having this live course and this live classes every evening by 5. I need serenity. I need the house to be quiet. So once I start, what I do is that they know once mommy is going online, they need to excuse and all of that. And then for learning, for practicing, what I do is that when the house is quiet, like late in the night from 10 p.m. like that, I sit up in the bed with my laptop and then I try to go through the courses and then try to do assessment, try to recollect, I try to internalize everything I've been taught and all of that. So I would say, like the other panelist said, it's all about determination, discipline. Yeah, discipline. I just needed to give it all my all, yeah, because I knew that there was light at the end of the tunnel when I finished this course. So I was just determined to see that light, and then I had to give it my all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Determination and discipline. All right, thank you so much. We're just going to move to the next question. Okay, so what's one topic in IDC that you love the learning and why? I know Mr. Adekunle has talked about articulate storyline as usual. I don't know if he has another one to say. But Mr.
Yeah,
Ejiro,
okay. Oh,
okay, you want to say another one? You can say if you have another one you wanted to share.
okay. Maybe, okay. I just love the development area of the ADI model. So that's where we have all
That's the
those
articulate storyline now.
the articulate storyline and all the other ones that are associated, whether the module and so on and so forth. So
okay.
yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Miss Ejiro,
I think my most favorite, I don't know why, maybe because I really did a lot of work on it, and my most favorite out of though project management comes close, but my most favorite I think was the storyboard.
Storyboarding.
It was story because I personally I like creating. So and well, if like I like structuring, maybe like creating a framework, and storyboard is more like creating a framework before you start building. So I thoroughly enjoyed that, and in my team's work I was like, and I had fun, and I had fun doing it.
You had fun doing it, right?
I had fun doing it. Very important.
Very important.
I had fun doing it.
So Alice, do you want to share?
Yes, for me, I'll also say storyboarding and script writing. Yeah, storyboarding and script writing. Why? Because it helped me, to visualize how contents come into play. Yeah. How to put them together, how to, bring my ideas, all the ideas I have in my head, how to bring them together. So I would say for me is the storyboarding and then the script writing. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I mean, I had fun. I had fun throughout, even learning with you guys. So some people are on the chat. If you can go to the chat, some people let me just say this articulate storyline. Okay, so let's go to question number 5. What are some obstacles you face in the program and how did you overcome it, right? I know it was not a smooth journey. If you can share one thing that challenged you during the course program. Mrs. Ejiro.
Many things. So. There were many things. First of all, before I paid for the course, I was like, the transformer in my area broke down, first of all.
Wow.
So we actually did not have light. I was like, I want to go and learn something online without a guaranteed power supply. So what I did, I remember I shared it with Alice. I went to meet I have a customer that sells provision, and she has solar panels in her shop. So I went there. I told her that, please, on so days of the week, I will be coming. I even took my plastic chair from my house, still in that shop now, that I will be coming to your shop because of the power. She said, no problem. And so I was going there anytime I want to do. On Monday was my preferred day to interact with the course on the Schoolica platform. So I would go there and sit down. So I solved that power situation. The other situation was that timing of Friday 5 p.m. was not really, will I say, ideal for me.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
not convenient because we had the Bible study at that time of, but the Bible study started by 6. So some days I will be on I will either meet up the Bible study, maybe because it's between 6 and round up 7:30. So it was by 7, I will now join them also. But when our live session was going to 3 hours, I was just like, God, please forgive me. Let me try. Though I couldn't make some live session, one a couple of or so. So that's how I sorted it out. Another thing that really I had to overcome it mentally was you are going to be involved in group work when you start this thing. You're not going to do it yourself solo. So, and working with a team, they're going to test and try your patience. It's a fact. It impacts on your ability to collaborate and teamwork.
Sure.
Yes, it's like that's the soft skill that is going to test you, because you might be in a group of 10 people and it's only 3 people that are functioning. And you just tell yourself, it got to a point in time I told myself that if it's only me that will do it, let me do it. That was had the mentality, because there are actually some of us in our group that gave up. I actually gave up halfway, but I was like, let me see this course to the end. Shebi, I'm the one that said that I like this course and it ties with my goal and my aspiration. So I must see it to the end. If it's only me that is working, I'm ready to go the distance. So sometimes when the work could not, and Mr. Mishore, funny enough, Mr. Mishore was in my group too. So he had one time, it was like the 2 of us carrying the group. When he got to a particular time, I stopped choosing is this star of the week. I stopped it because actually it was only me and him functioning. It got to a point in time of functioning. Even after we've done that, even when people put their contribution, I'm this type of person. I used to go and do spell check, correct grammar. Sometimes I'll be laughing at myself that these are not my students, but I have this teacher mentality. I try to go the extra mile. So you have to have a team spirit and collaboration, and tell yourself, even if there are 20 in the group and it's only you that is available, do what you can do. Because the more you interact, the more you experience it, the better for you. So even if they don't turn up, it's not affecting you if you still engage in the task. But because they don't turn up and you don't work, all of you are not learning, you didn't gain. If they don't turn up, they didn't gain, but you gain because you turned up and you were able to practicalize it. So that's got a point in time I told myself that anywhere I can reach, anything I can do, I will do it. So that was some of the things.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. I mean, these are deep, and thank you so much for sharing. Mr. Adekunle.
Okay. Well, I would really like to say I had obstacles. I don't know. Maybe it was just because of my interests, and so thank God, for example, the group thing. Well, immediately our group started, and I noticed that Ejiro was showing some wonderful leadership qualities. We quickly nominated her for leader. So I didn't go through that. So of course I know it's not always easy to coordinate people. So for me, I think it was just the initial phase. That at the beginning when we were doing a bit of the analysis and all that, I got lost somewhere along that area. But after that, I just picked up and then from there. So possibly it was just for me some teething problems that I had. I really at the beginning I really was not that much into it, but yeah, after that I picked up from there, and that was also. I really can't say I can identify anything as a major obstacle. I will have light in my area. I have my internet and so on and so forth. So, so for me, I think I've been a bit lucky. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. At least let's hear from you.
I
Thank you.
wish I had the luck Mr. Mishere had. In my own area, the challenge I faced was I battled a lot with, constant power supply and then the internet. Yeah. I could remember at a point I had to go and get I had MTN MiFi. I had to go and get another one because the network was like not, it wasn't just networking for me. And then I had to, look for other alternatives. I sometimes when I'm in the meeting room, I would make sure I have data on both Airtel and MTN. Should in case one is trying to mess me up, I switch to the other. Yeah, so I was able to overcome that obstacle. So those were the challenges I faced at the initial stage. Then at a point, I remember when Miss Adekunle was taking us on storyboard, the second week was thereabout. I couldn't participate because I felt ill. I was a little bit under the weather back then. So, I had to struggle. I staggered to catch up and all of that. Yeah. So I would say those were just the challenges I faced during this course. Yeah. And I was able to surmount them. Yeah.
That's where the determination comes in, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So I have just one more question for everybody. So do you think this instructional design course is a good investment for educators or anybody that wants to create a course? Ms. Ejiro.
Okay, I want to try and rephrase the question. One of my teammates recently accused me of being too educator centric, because I think we're discussing something like you are Mrs. Odunto, you're always talking about education. I have to tell her that look here, anything, if you are going to teach somebody how to cook soup, you are educating.
Yeah.
You are. Anything in the world, the doctors are taught by doctors, engineers are taught by engineers. It's because they don't call them teachers or educators. All the lecturers in the universities, they are educators.
Yes.
It's because they don't make them do TRCN. But it's somebody that it is what you know and you're an expert in and you can give. If you are going to an apprentice now to learn panel beating or this thing, you are teaching. I'm sorry to say. So that's why I started by saying that ID is an extension of education. They only try to just make it, at least not to make maybe the other industries bad, and that's education and training. Because if you have ever had to look for a job online and they ask you which sector, it's called education and training, because it covers every other sector. So, and I think I think an educator will transit faster and better for this ID course than any other discipline, because you already understand the concept of all those theories that guide learning. They understand the concept of setting objectives, clear, specific, smart objectives, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. We want an educator, and that is a major thing. It's a major foundational stone in ID. Once you're able to do that, every other thing you have to build up. Then, as an educator, why this ID course is a good fit for educators is that educators were constantly learning new things. You are thinking, like Alice mentioned how to teach her children maths. Mr. Mishore mentioned another thing. So based on that, you will want to look for tools. When you are creating any ID course, you go and look for information. Sometimes you learn how to use something, or you go to watch this video, how to do this, I will do that. And that's what I believe that's what instructional design is about. Using everything at your disposal to pass your message across in the best possible way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. Is that Adekunle?
Okay, yeah, I believe it is a very good investment. First and foremost, for my clan, that is my tribe, the educators, the teachers. I think this is an area I would advise every teacher to go to. I've personally spoken to some of my friends at my place of work, and said we are going to gather, and then we can discuss as to how maybe the next quarter or so, maybe they can also come and be part of it. So it is a very good investment. It helps the learners because the teacher will be able to, or rather the educator will be able to create engaging and effective lessons And the fact that it also helps us. I like something that Mrs. Ejiro said now, which is, I mean, she made a reference to lifelong learning. Because once you do this, we have to keep learning. We have to keep learning. In addition to what we've done so far, I've also started doing some research. Mr. Tayo talked about the Ganye's
Gagnet nine lessons.
And those things. So I've started Mariel and so on, and some of the other ones, because this is an area that I want to go into. I want to center everything I do now around this, so that everything I do from here will be an extension of the instructional design. So it helps us with more skill. And again, it also helps us, I mean, we can now think of another source of income, apart from that's now for teachers, apart from the fact that we are teaching in one organization or the other, we can now have some work that we can also do by the side. And maybe we can even have work that might even, if we feel there's a need for us to leave that particular state, we can move to another area. I think we were told about all those other areas of maybe leadership and so on and so forth. So it will help in those areas. So it's a very good investment. I will recommend it for every teacher. I think maybe along the line, maybe government will, but I don't know whether it will, whether government can run this effectively. But I think this is something every teacher should, is a skill that every teacher should have, and a field where every teacher should be part of. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Everybody should be part of it. Not just teachers, everybody should be part of it. We're all teachers, like Mrs. Ejiro said. Everybody's a teacher. All right, at least let's hear from you.
Yeah, I agree with what they've said so far. Yes. For me, I would say the instructional design course is not just a good investment. It's a good investment in your career. Be you an educator, whatever field you find yourself, it's a good investment. It's also a good investment in the sense that it helps you to influence others through your materials, like your courses that you okay, I hear this feedback. I'm trying to okay, let me continue. So I would say it's also a good investment in how you influence others through learning. Okay, thank you. I would say is also a good investment in how we influence others through learning, sorry. You know, like I said, one of the driving force, what brought me into instructional design course was how do I make my concept, math theories more simpler for my children. So my driving force were my students, right? So for me, instructional design is a good investment because it's a way of hearing my voice, my own point of view, like preparing my course to design it to my learners. I will streamline it to my own learners, my particular learners, the learners I have in my classroom. And not just that. And then, it's also a way of making your voice to be heard by the courses you create and all of that. So I would say it's a very good investment in whatever field we find ourselves. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Alice. So we've heard from them, instructional design is a good investment, and we've heard their experience throughout the course. I don't know if anybody has any question to ask me or ask them. The floor is open now. You can use the chat or we can just ask questions. Any more questions, please? Yes, Mr. Adekunle, I didn't want to ask any question.
Okay, I want to ask a question. I said earlier, my colleagues at work, I've spoken to them, but one thing I do see that might be a challenge is the devices that they would need to use. I do realize that one would really need to have to be able to use a laptop. So what I'm actually thinking, and which I've discussed with some of my friends in the leadership, is that maybe we will need to first contribute money. Maybe I suggested 20,000 naira per month. So within 10 to 12 months, we can get laptops for everybody. In the meantime, we can start some training at our IT center for them, so at least people can know how to use a computer, which unfortunately many don't know how to use. Only a few do know how to use. So my actual question is this. I know it's possible, but will it be that easy for anybody who does not know how to use maybe a laptop or a PC to want to take this course? So that's that's to you, Mrs. Susan.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Right. Instructional design, most of the authoring tools need a laptop to design. I mean, if you pass through the program, you'll see how heavy that software is. So it's not something that a phone can easily do, right? Hopefully, it will be simplified enough or light enough for it to be used on phones, hopefully. But for now, it's likely a system that will be able to use it, right? So what I can say is that they can use, if they can come together as a team and maybe use your lab to practice what they've learned. So they can learn, the work is always there, the practical aspect is always there. Or if they have one or two laptops and they form a team, they can use it to practice. I mean, it's not too late for them to use it. So that's all I can say. They can work with it if they can get access to any laptop available and they practice with it, pending when they have their own laptop. I mean, if there are opportunities to also get opportunities to design courses for people, they also need a laptop for them to design these courses. So that's another way to look at it. So laptop is a good investment for anybody at this stage of right now. I mean, I would advise every teacher to start looking forward to getting a laptop, no matter how small, because that's where the world is advancing to. But yes, they can take the course, but without a laptop, it would be a little bit limited for them to practice. But if they can have a place, a hub that they can go to, and the hub has laptops or desktop available for them, yes, they can use that to practice. Well far-fetched. All right, so from the chat,
Thank you.
Raimi said, okay, thank you so much, sir. Raimi said, if there's Jara for those of us that just finished our training, what my Jara? I don't understand the meaning of Jara. All right, Mustafa said, I want to say thank you for the guest, and I want to ask if there's an opportunity. Yes, there's an opportunity for internship. I'll talk about it very soon. Like Adam, like I said before, for the authoring tool, yes, you will need a laptop. But before the authoring tool, there are so many other things to learn, like I said. But to now create digital course, yes, you would need a laptop. But if it's not that you can just get a laptop, if you have someone you can use from, you can get from to just use for the meantime, depending where you get yours. But there are so many other things to learn about instructional design. So this is the instructional design program. These are flyer. In 4 months, you will learn the fundamental tools of learn the fundamentals of instructional design. That's what I'm talking about. So you learn fundamentals before the authoring tool. Then you now master industry leading tools like the Adekunle use and the likes. Then you gain hands-on experience designing digital learning experiences, right? Then you gain internship for placement. I mean, you can be so good that the organization that wants you to design for them can give you a laptop. I mean, organizations give people laptop this office sent. There's most organizations give you work laptops, but you just have to show them that you're good. So it's actually a good investment. You can apply for instructional design jobs. And like I said, instructional design job is everywhere. Instructional design is a hot cake. What they are looking for right now are people with skills. So there's The market is not saturated because it's a new field. It's not saturated yet. What people need now are skills. If they know that you are good at what you do, you will become a hot cake. It's that simple. So all you need to do is, if you can get a laptop for now, do one course, build your portfolio, then you apply. You can get into an organization that will give you your work laptop. Then from there, you start planning your life. Okay, so for this info session, there's a discount, right? So our instructional design program is 60,000 naira, 75,000 naira, but we are valid till, that's the early bird, valid till 2nd June, and we're starting from 6th June. So the 2nd June, you can pay 60,000 naira, and there is no instrumental payment. That's normal for everybody that is not part of the info session. But for those of us that attended this info session and wants to make use of a special discount, this discount will run from now till Monday evening. So if you have, instead of 60,000 naira, you can pay 55,000 naira once using the code on your screen, IDC info. Then if you have, but there's also an option for instrumental payment. So we understand that not everybody can gather the money once, so you can pay twice. That is, you're paying the 60,000 naira twice. On our platform, there is no discount of instrumental payment. You pay once, but yeah, you can pay twice. So right now, if you have anybody, like if you're on this call and you have people you want to speak to, people that want to join the instructional design program, but they don't know how, or they don't have the money yet, or they have challenges with the funds, this is an opportunity for them. This is a window from now till Monday evening. They can pay 55,000 naira for the instructional design course, or they can pay twice using 30,000 naira using the code on the screen. Any more question? So is there any other challenge we have? Who wants to join? Okay, I'm going to put this on the screen, bit.ly course. So I'm going to put on the screen the instructional on our chat. Let me put it there. Any more questions, please? If you want to talk about discounts, you want to talk about referring people to instructional design program, or any other thing regarding this, and we're here to give responses. So the link is on the chat. For those of us that want to join the course, if you want to go back and speak to people regarding the instructional design course, I'm also available. We can speak to me or anybody from our team. Any more questions, please? All right, then. This final word from our panelists. Mrs. Ejiro, Mr. Mishore, and Mrs. Alice. Final words from you guys.
Oh, okay. Final word from me. I think in this era of technology era and this remote stroke hybrid work, I think instructional design course would be a perfect fit for anybody that wants to have a flexible arrangement in working, because I believe from what has been said thus far, if you're an ID, I don't think you need to go to the office 5 days a week or 7 days a week. Yeah, sometimes you just say, I'm sitting at home, and you do it online. And to me, that is a bonus. Because I live in Lagos and traffic Sometimes when you get some job offers, by the time you deduct your transport expensive, maybe fueling your car, you discover that the money is actually not much. But what you need for there is just like they said, laptop, internet access, electricity. So it will be for those of us considering it, if you ever want to have more freedom or flexible working arrangements, because you can decide to work in a company, or maybe you can decide to do solo. Some of us are very good as entrepreneurs. You can decide to just build your course and host it yourself. So for those of us that are interested in remote working and hybrid working, instructional design will be a perfect fit for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much for accepting us. Mr. Commissioner, thank you, sir.
Okay, so in addition to some of the benefits I mentioned earlier, instructional design embraces technology. And we established at the beginning that technology right now is the way to go. Somebody mentioned AI and the fact that AI can replace people now. If AI is going to replace anybody, it's going to be all of us. There's no field that AI has not entered or will enter into fully. So it's just for us to, we need to move along that trajectory right now so that we will not be left behind. So instructional design is the in thing right now. So please let us take advantage of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Mrs. Alice.
Yeah, so for me, my parting word will be that instructional design is a way of making your voice to be heard through your lessons you create. In other words, it's another way of you influencing your world. So I would say instructional design course is a good investment. So please, if you have the opportunity to go for it now, please don't hesitate, do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining. Like I said, there's a discount going on right now because of this info session, and we'll also share it with the network. You can also share it with your network. If you also want to meet us for a partnership, or you want us to speak to some people that a particular network you have, and you want us to come speak to that network, we are also available. Thank you so much for joining this call. We really appreciate your presence. Good night, everybody. Thank you.